I'm BeBe Nycole, and today's video is going to be all about how to become a top paid hair extension specialist. My name is BeBe Nycole. I am a DHT Pro Hair Extension Specialist. My salon is deluxehairgallery.co, and I'm based in Augusta, Georgia. This video is going to be a three-part series, and you're watching video one. In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys really quickly, give you my backstory on how I became a hair extension specialist, and then I'm going to get right into the demand for hair extension specialists and hair extension services, and we'll go from that to moving into like the special skills and requirements needed to tap into this industry, and then we're going to close with my favorite part of the video, which is going to be how to set realistic career goals when considering a position or a career field like a hair extension specialist. I'm really passionate about helping you guys increase your revenue, increase your visibility, and just overall on that path of creating financial freedom. That is my goal personally, and that is my goal for everyone I come in contact with. If that's something you're interested in, if you're just looking to elevate yourself as a beauty professional, this channel is for you. Okay? So now we're going to move on. Okay? Grab your pen, grab your notepad. I want to give a quick introduction to who I am, a little bit about my hair extension journey, and how I got to this place. I'm originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I now reside in Augusta, Georgia. I went to and graduated from Regency Beauty Institute in Charlotte, North Carolina. So when I was at that beauty school, my journey was just like anyone else's journey in cosmetology school. You have those expectations. Sometimes the school that you're attending meets them. Sometimes it doesn't. So I was definitely super eager and super excited to do hair extensions. And then, of course, I learned, like many of you have learned or will soon learn, that cosmetology school is all about the basics. It's all about state board. It's all about sanitation. It's all about following rules and complying with state regulations. I did not know that. I did not expect that, but needless to say, that was how the journey unfolded. So one thing about it, I was really, really popular in cosmetology school, as well as fairly really good. I was doing a lot of sew-ins, doing a lot of things like that in beauty school, just feeling myself, feeling like a pro. And then fast forward, I graduate from cosmetology school and I land my first position at a salon in Charlotte. And this salon is known for hair extensions. They were moving clients in and out. The hair weaves were impeccable. This was back in the time where Remy cuticle hair was top, top quality that you could get. The cuticle hair, the Remy hair, it was just, it was just giving the vibes. Those were the vibes. Those were the times. And, I really quickly learned at the same time, like, whoa, this industry is fast paced. This industry waits for no one, and this industry will and can eat you alive. I went from cosmetology school, being top of my class, to coming into the industry, and my books were completely naked. I went from being the best in cosmetology school to going into salon, and I was the underdog. I was the rookie, and I knew the least out of everyone there. Horrible position to be put in. Talk about imposter syndrome. Talk about, is this industry for me? Talk about, what have I gotten myself into? And that is just like the quick story. If it wasn't for one of the younger stylists there taking me under her wing, showing me the ropes, like just making me feel comfortable, making me feel like I have a place there, my experience could have went really, really bad. But I eventually got one or two clients here or there. But I spent most of my time in that salon in North Carolina being a student. I was a silent student. I did not get booked out. My chair was empty most of the time. But rest assured, I was learning the entire time I was there. And I pushed through and I decided I'm going to keep going in this industry. And then I ended up moving to Georgia. Fast forward, I am relocated. So being at that salon in Charlotte taught me a little something, something. It taught me I never want to be the one in the salon to know the least. I also didn't want to put myself in a lose-lose situation ever again. So when I got my next opportunity in Georgia, when I relocated, I landed a job at a natural hair care salon. Not only the job and position myself as an asset at this new salon, I knew that I was an asset to their company because though I didn't get to do a lot of hair extensions, I had a foundation and I was learning. I was watching. I was watching the installations. I was watching the way they cut. I was watching the way they curl. I was a student. I was forever a student, right? So I took that time that could have made me bow out and leave the industry and just give up my dreams. And I've made it a win for me. I made it a plus for me. That was my mindset. So when I got this new job opportunity, I knew I wasn't going to be the one that knew the least, and I was going to have something to offer, and I was going to offer it confidently. So no, I didn't know natural hair care, but I did know hair extensions. And now I'm helping you bring a new target market, a new audience, a new market to your salon. You're helping me and I'm helping you. And that is how I got the job. I was not a hair extension specialist when I moved here, but you could not tell me that I was not. And that is my quickest story of how I got started in this industry. Fast forward to today, I did not stay at that job, but what I did do is double my specialty. Not only am I a hair extension specialist, to this day, I am a textured artist. That means I specialize in highly textured hair, curly, wavy, afro, kinky, you name it. I combine my specialties, I combine my experience in this industry, and I made it unique, and I made myself a spot in this industry. I carved out my own little spot. And that is a very sped up version. If you guys want to hear the long-winded story time about that, I can tell you because I have failed in this industry and I have succeeded in this industry. But nevertheless, I did not leave. I strapped my boots up. I made sure I had a strong mentality and I pushed forward, right? The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the demand for hair extensions. The climate that we're in today, it is 2023. You cannot get online, you cannot get on your phone you cannot get on social media without seeing hair extensions, without it being pushed in your face, okay? Hair extensions, I've just been a part of an era. Hair extensions have gone from very discreet, very hush hush, very, you don't have to know, don't ask, don't tell. People were sneaking into the hair salon and come out with long hair and nobody wanted to discuss that as weave. And then you went to the era where extensions were a little more acceptable, becoming a little more common, to now in 2023, hair extensions are a lifestyle. They are a status symbol. They are like literally like an elite symbol. Like it's, call it what you want, agree or disagree. Hair extensions and the way you wear your hair is literally a part of your calling card. It's a part of your brand. And hair extensions are highly, highly sought after and they are in demand. Okay. This industry is worth billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. I have it down on the screen. Guys, it is a growing industry, meaning there is no bad time to get in it, but there is a good time to join this industry, and that time is now. It's a good industry that you want to tie yourself to because it is changing. That means new things are happening, new methods are coming about, the materials, the technology is changing, and the that means newness. And with newness, that means new opportunities, new professionals, new jobs, right? We love new. You have the opportunity to become a new specialist. That means you can jump in this industry today, right now. Tap in, start learning a method that is new or trending or has been reinvented or innovated and get certified and become a specialist in it and start practicing and offering it. And now you are a new specialist. So when an industry has a lot of new, that's a doorway. New is a doorway, meaning the door can open and the door can close. It's really up to you if you take the opportunity. Now, for my seasoned pros, my established professionals that you may have another specialty and you've been considering hair extensions, it still works for you, okay? New methods and new technology, when it comes to OG professionals like myself and like you, that means that we have new methods, we have new technology. That means we have higher earning potential. We have higher earning potential because we already have experience and expertise over our newbies. So imagine having your foot in this industry. You already have credibility. You already have social proof. Imagine all those things. And now you tap into a market that's trending, a market that's expanding, and you get on the train of newness. You get on the new wave. It's never too late. You just unlocked a new avenue for earnings. You just unlocked a new potential. And I get excited about that. I get excited because it is never too late. And I want people to know that you can have financial freedom through this industry. So I'm telling you, if you have not considered it before then, I hope by the end of this video, you are like about to get on the internet and start researching and start finding out how to make your mark and how to break into this industry. Okay, the time is now. I stress it because it is life changing. It can be life changing to be a part of this industry, right? And the last thing I want to discuss, especially as pertaining to hair extensions in this industry and how it's growing, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about like salaries and what is possible. So you have the lower spectrum. I mean, let's be clear, you're only going to make as much as you put your energy into. You're only going to make as much as you invest in. So however much you invest in yourself, of course, it's your input, your output. Your input is going to determine your output, right? What you give is what you get. So if you're giving a little bit here and there, and you're your personality type that kind of waits on things to be handed to you and wait on people to give you opportunities, you know, you can probably expect to have one of those salaries that are like, you know, 40,000, 50,000 a year, you know, just services alone. That's, you know, if you're not retailing, if you're not a go-getter, if you're not, you know, outro, extroverted or what have you, you can expect to be on that lower percentile with income. You know, the possibilities are unlimited. Do keep in mind that there's levels to everything. So someone making 30 to 45,000 to 40 to 50,000 a year, they're probably beginner. They're probably on the beginner level. They're just breaking into the industry, or again, their input to output. They're only giving so much to their business, to their brand, to their goals. From 90th percentile that is making the 80,000, they're hustling, they're grinding. You have the highest possibilities, which I'm not here to limit anybody, but you know, everybody wants to have a six-figure brand. Everybody wants to have six-figure revenue. But I can tell you one thing, those extension specialists are definitely have their foot in the game for a while. They're definitely not limited to one revenue stream, and they're definitely not only relying on services and product sales to generate that income. So I can assure you that. So that's going to be the highest percentile, and those are going to be the go-getters, the self-starters. Those are going to be the people that's putting in their work. They're vetted. They're, you know, they're most likely a professional given these services. They most likely have retail hair extension. They most likely have private education. They have most likely positioned themselves as an expert in the field. When you get into those six-figure numbers, it is possible in the other percentiles, but you're looking at like where you started to where the goal is, right? Not everyone is going to come in and make 200K. Not everyone's going to come in and make 50K. So you just have to see where you're starting, see what your visions and goal is. And your vision and goal doesn't have to be to earn 100K. You just got to figure out your why. You got to figure out your passion. These are just possibilities, and they are endless and they are limitless, depending on who you are and your personality. And again, your input to output ratio. Having a cosmetology and barber license, I feel, is the minimum to becoming a top paid. Again, we're talking about becoming a top paid hair extension specialist, right? I can only speak for professionals because I am a licensed professional. So I'm going to be a little more biased. I'll just say it straight out. I'm going to be a little more biased, and I know what possibilities come from, at the very least, being licensed. Being a licensed professional has done for me. There are plenty of people killing it with no license, you know, but one thing I like is assurance and reassurance. And I am reassured every time I look at my license, and I'm assured that nobody can snatch the rug from under me or my brand, because I am legitimized, I am certified, and I am licensed. I've done everything I need to do to be a hair extension specialist, to build my empire and not have that taken away from me by anyone. So having a license is just something that you need to have. So when you reach new levels and new heights and new opportunities, no one stops you, no one takes your opportunity from you. And, just make sure you're not a fraud. Aside from having a cosmetology barber license, I think another thing you need is skills. You do have to be skilled, and you don't have to be the best, but you do have to have a skill set, a certain skill set, or you have to be a good learner or a quick learner, or someone who will put everything into learning a new skill set. You have to have a hunger. You have to have a drive. You know what I mean? If you're not the best, you won't stop until you're best. I feel like that personality trait makes for a good hair extension specialist, but you need that personality trait to remain and become a top paid hair extension specialist, right? So you got to have some baseline of skills. I also feel like it's really important to have some type of education. So whether you're getting certified by big companies or smaller companies, regardless, get some type of certification, get some type of continuing education to advance your skill set. If you are a current student in cosmetology school right now, start taking classes, start getting that student discount from these education platforms that offer education. It will do you well to leave cosmetology school with certifications. Also, if you are a professional that has not had education since beauty school, start looking into classes, start looking into certifications. The benefit of getting certified and getting education is to collaborate with bigger brands and put yourself with a bigger brand. It's nothing like standing on your own and trying to say, hey, look at me, I'm a part of this industry. But when you collaborate with other brands and join forces with other brands and attach yourself to brands with a name, you give yourself credibility, you give yourself reliability, and you give yourself visibility. And that is always the goal. So getting education is not only going to make you better, it's going to tie you to a network and a community. And that's super important, especially if you want to become a top paid specialist. Another skill set and requirement is going to be experience, guys. Experience. You have to have experience before you can become a top paid anything. You have to be bad so you can be good, so you can be great, so you can be master. So start getting the experience. Start learning. Just start, right? If you have not started learning extensions or dabbling in extensions, now is the time. You need to start practicing and doing things so you can get experience. Experience leads to expertise, okay? And expertise leads to what? Cha-ching, a bigger check, okay? Moving on to the part of this video that I'm super excited about, and which I'm gonna make short and sweet, is expectations, guys. So career goals and expectations. I want to wrap up this video by simply saying, you know, depending on where you are in this industry, I am a vet. I have been in this industry for a while, and it has not been an easy journey. It has not been an overnight journey. My journey has been long. I've had to persevere. I've had to push through adversity. I've had to be persistent. I've had to be consistent. I had to be all these things. I definitely had a long journey. So depending on where you are in the industry, or where you are at when you come into an industry like the hair extension industry, you may face challenges. I take that back. You will face challenges. So I want to talk to you guys about having realistic expectations. So one thing I like to encourage everyone to do is focus on your own journey. Focus on your own path. Focus on your own why. Focus on your own passion. What does success look like for you? How do you want to reach that success? And how will you know when you've reached it so you can celebrate it? know those things, right? Because when you're on this journey, you're going to have tunnel vision, you're going to have clear focus, and you're going to have to know your purpose, and you're going to have to know your why. At least for the most part, have a marker or have a target that keeps you on that path and keeps you reminded of your why. Because there are going to be people that are on step 1000 and you are taking step 1. So depending on from step 1 to step 1000, there are a lot of steps in between. And everybody is on their own path, and here you are on your path. You need to focus on each step in front of you, just one step at a time. Don't look at anyone else's step 50 and compare it to your step 1. You have to have very realistic career goals and expectations. When you come into this industry brand new, you have to be realistic, and you have to know that you're not going to get it overnight. you know, it happens for some people. Viral does happen for some people, but it is not everyone's experience, and it is not everyone's story. And it could or very well could not be your story and your journey. It definitely was not mine. So be realistic about your expectations when you come in. If you are fresh out of hair school, don't be too hard on yourself. Just start learning information about this industry, and most importantly, join it. Just get in, find out where you fit in, right? um, Also, when it comes to your career and planning your career goals, be patient with yourself. um, Talk kind to yourself, and definitely do all that you can to remain focused on your end goal. I don't want you guys to come in and expect to make thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and to be sold out, and to be getting calls left and right as soon as you get into the industry. That takes time, that takes effort, that takes a lot of consistency, that takes a lot of money, that takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of effort. Again, I'll keep saying input to output. The more you put in, the more you get out, and that doesn't always come with speed. Sometimes it's not going to happen quick, but you have to do things over and over and over and over to become really good at it. So just be realistic about what you're going to get back depending on where you're coming in. If you're brand new, expect a little more resistance, expect to have to put in some work, expect to have to put in some hustle, some groundwork, some blood, some sweat. Expect that. If you are, got a little buzz about yourself, got a little name under your belt, a little credibility, a little social proof, you're a step ahead, so you might come in and have totally different success than someone who's brand new out of school, have no clientele. So your journey and experience is going to look a little different than theirs, of course. And then if you're someone like me with a well-established brand, and you have clientele, and you have things going for yourself, but you haven't quite mastered one technique, or become a hair extension specialist, but you know that you have the clientele there, you have the momentum. It's just one switch, one redirection, and you could probably start bringing in big numbers in this industry. Again, your starting point and where you're starting in your career as a hair extension specialist determines a lot of that. Um, that wraps up this video. This was just an introduction. I have so much more coming up. I really quickly, before we close the video, I want to invite you guys back to part 2. In part 2, we're going to be a little more direct, and it's going to be more catered. So if you are a cosmetology student or a cosmetology graduate, I'll be breaking down how some steps that you can take to tap into the industry and to break through into the industry and get your start. If that sounds like you, if that sounds like something you're interested, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and turn on the bell notifications so you won't miss an upload. I will see you guys in part 2. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about this video down below. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. I'll see you in part 2.